Hi, everyone. Welcome to Spirit Guide Chat. My name is Jake. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. As well as if you are been watching me and you haven't subscribed, please do. Then you can be notified of upcoming videos. I do weekly videos about politics and current events. Just a little housekeeping is that the next 2 weeks I'm going to take some time off. I'm planning to go on vacation in a couple of weeks, so next week's going to be kind of hectic between work and trying to get things together before I leave. So there's that. Also, I should have said this in the last video and I forgot, and is that going forward before my weekly videos, which typically are Thursday, on the post section of this YouTube channel, I will put out if you want to leave a question. Of course, you can still continue to do that underneath this video. It's just please stay within current events and politics and whatnot. So there you go. Let's get started. Looking back, as always, a lot of stuff has been going on, of course, especially with this administration. Just looking back at some things, one interesting thing about the California primary is that Xavier Becerra has definitely risen in the polls. I did say last week that he will be most likely ended up winning the primary. Um, and be one of the individuals. I said it was going to end up being a GOP and a Democrat. That's what Spirit was saying. So we shall see. He actually was at the debate last night. He did perform very well. The other thing was of course, the liquor cabinet, as they've been calling it now, the labor secretary resigning. I meant to read on her a while back, and of course, she left before I got to read on her. And in this disaster with uh, Patel. And so what we're going to do first is let's take a look at him. I know in the past, it's been a while since I've checked in on him. Uh, he was going to be one of the likely next people leaving. I still think that, but let's take a look um, first at his lawsuit spirit. Let's look at if Kash Patel will win the lawsuit to the Atlantic. He sued the Atlantic, who published that article, I believe, this past week or so, that talked about how he was allegedly an alcoholic. He was missing a lot of work, and these are based on anonymous sources. So he's like true to the Trump administration. He is suing the Atlantic. So let's take a look here. Up what we get at the get-go, the emperor that he thinks he is like Trump in many ways. Of course, that's what he would think of. Here's the Five of Cups crossing this. There is a lot of he is kind of going in his mind, he is moving on from this. As you saw in the press conference, he didn't really want to talk about it. He was very combative with the press. So what? There's a judgment card coming in the foundation of this reading. There's this awakening of what the shenanigans that are going on, even more so with him. The moon cards in the recent past. So these illusions, delusions kind of thing going on for him. He's in over his head in this job, so it's clearly the Fool card in crowning this reading. So this is meaning that he is. Sometimes it means new beginnings, but in his he's just acting foolish. He's looking for pleasure and adventure in his job and not really taking things seriously. Here's the King of Wands. In the near future, he's going to try to overcome this challenge and whatnot. There is going to the sun cards coming in this revealing the truth, what's going on, because there's going to be discovery on all this, all the in this lawsuit. So it's kind of weird that he is trying to sue. The Knight of Cups, there might be some kind of offer or settlement coming through. The Hangman, in the hopes and fears, hoping there might be a change in perspective in this lawsuit. And I think this is kind of gross in the star card that he is going to end up, they're going to settle. I think they're going to end up settling on this lawsuit. So, which is not good, because one, things aren't going to be revealed, and this is just sweeping things off the rug. However, I still think he is planning to leave, so let's take a look to see if he, despite if he gets this court case gets settled out of court, um, or this lawsuit gets settled out of court, will he still, by the end of this year, be gone? Let's scratch it. Let's say by the midterms, will he be gone? And speaking about midterms, we're going to check on somebody else that's rumored that's been told to leave by the midterms. So let's take a look. Will he leave by the midterms? Yeah, you saw me mixing up the cards. We coming up with the star card. He's hoping, he thinks he is the star right now of his department, crossing by the Seven of Cups. He's overwhelmed right now with with the lack of purpose, with the job. Like I said, he was in over his head. However, he feels like he has the strength and the power to do his job. This is him in the past with his betrayal, his trickery, not taking the job seriously. Trump is on the crowning over the rating. There's something going to be communicated with the Page of Swords, so something's going to come in. Here's the Devil card. This is not good. Like I said, might be something. Here's the Page of Wands here. There's things going to be coming out. This lawsuit is just the peak, just the beginning, and not the peak, just the beginning of stuff that's going to keep on coming out. Here's the Chariot, moving rampantly forward without being careless and whatnot. Yeah, and so he is going to leave by the midterms. Ace of Wands. He's going to leave by the midterms. They're going to say that he has a new job opportunity or something like that. Like they've been saying some BS that they've been saying for with these others. So going back to the private sector, go back to your podcast. Yeah. Enjoy your settlement. By the way, if I haven't said this already, I say this, and I put this in the caption of every video, but this is all for entertainment purposes only. So, like I said earlier, there's been rumors swirling that Trump has, or someone in the administration has asked Tulsi Gabbard, the CIA director, to step down by the midterms. So she has till the midterms to resign. So I'm assuming Six of Cups popped up about thinking about happier times. I think that's Tulsi thinking about that. I don't mean from these rumors, if I'm going to take these rumors as fact, which, you know, entertainment purposes only, and this is only allegedly rumors. So my assumption is that she's being told this because she probably wasn't planning to leave, and to give her time to find something else, find another job. I don't think she has it easy like Pam Bondi did, where she can probably get a job very easily. So let's take a look if these rumors are true, and then we'll do a follow up on this. Quite a few follow ups today. So Tulsi Gabbard, are the rumors true that she was asked, whether from Trump himself or someone in the administration, to leave by the midterms? could be possibly that they're trying to give them time to try to find somebody too, a replacement. So yeah, so here we go. Here's the news coming out about this. Nine of Wands is crossing this. There's been struggles. This is representing that she's been struggling with her job, with the administration, what they're wanting, and it's being overwhelmed. This is a disappointment. She's really disappointed about this. She really enjoyed what she was doing or is doing. She hasn't left yet. That's the Eight of Cups on the base. Ace of Swords in the recent path. I think that, like I said, this was a sharp thing. The sword swiped at her and said, "We're done with you. You have to midterms to get out of here." This is just like she doesn't want to face the fact. I think she has known this with the Two of Swords, but she doesn't want to face the fact that this is happening to her. Here's the other downfall. It's going to happen. It's happening soon. She might be out before Kash Patel, because if this is in the near future, this is pretty. Here's the Five Cups. She's getting bad cards. I think it's happening pretty soon, sooner than even the midterms. The Hierophant coming in, the government's coming in, winning at all costs with the Five of Swords in the Death card. So then ending. So yeah, I think it's going to happen sooner than Kash Patel. We're probably going to hear something soon with Tulsi Gabbard. I'm not doing a follow up because that's pretty clear that it's going to happen soon. I said, will this happen by midterms? And that's pretty clear. She had really bad cards indicating that she is going to leave. She's probably going to be asked to leave sooner, which not surprising that Trump changes his mind and say, you have, um, you know what it reminds me of? When he does things like that, he probably did say till the midterms she had, but in Home Alone, the movies that he watches that he's not supposed to watch, Kevin, and he says you have 10 seconds or to get your yellow belly keister off of here, and he counts, and it only counts to three. I think that's how he does it. It's like, oh, you have till November, but then in a couple weeks he goes, no, you don't. Bye. I know I laugh, but it's like in reality, if your boss did that, that would drive me bananas. I'm sure there's bosses out there who do that, but you know, I don't feel sorry for these individuals who choose to work in this liquor cabinet, anyways. All right. Uh, let's move on to the Iran and U.S. deal. I know it's not going to happen by the end of this month. I already talked about that. Let's see. I want to ask instead of timing, spirits. Let's see what the deal with Iran and U.S. The final deal that will end the blockade, that will end the fighting. What is that going to entail? Like, give me. Um, Here's the sun card popping up. So there's going to be celebration over this finally ending, probably for many people. Okay. All right. So right away, deception. I think there's deception going on. My feeling is more so on our side. I'm not saying I mean, Iran are not to be trusted either, but I just got a hit for the spirit that the feeling is mainly coming from us. And Iran's like tired of the shenanigans. The Five of Pentacles is crossing this. They are wanting recovery from financial loss. And again, I think this is from United States standpoint, the financial loss that we've experienced. There's a lot of anxiety and worry with the Nine of Swords in the base. In the recent past, justice, they want fairness, clarity. Again, the Two of Swords coming in. They're weighing out options. There's a lot of avoidance. I think from the United States side, they're avoiding really compromising. And because this is not something that Iran necessarily instigated. we and Israel went in there first and whatnot. But here's the Queen of Wands in the near future. There's going to be determination to end this. I think there's going to be individuals on both sides really gunning to get this done. And not only that, I think some of the allies and the Gulf states are wanting to get this done. Winning at all costs, the sneakiness, you could see this is probably the United States trying to get what they're wanting to do. Here's the High Priestess looking in from the outside, a lot of hidden agendas. The hope and fears is the Fool card. They're hoping to have some new beginnings, and here's the offer. So there is going to be a offer. Somebody is going to give this proposal that will end. I don't see Pentacles, which was except the Five of Pentacles. There's going to be some heartache, and then it's going to come in news about it. It's going to come in quickly once it's done. Then I just feel like the heartache with the Three of Swords, it's going to be us. We're not going to get is what has been said in this administration that we're going to get this, this, and this. It's going to be a weak deal. However, they just want it done at this point. And I get a feeling that Trump just wants it done. And he already made promises that's not going to happen in this deal. Yeah. You know what I get is that I wonder if it's going to be close to the deal that Obama did, which is insane because that's the deal that he shred up. But I'm kind of getting that it's not going to be much different. What I just got a feeling like people are going to be like, well, how is this different than Obama's deal that you shred up? We did all this and spent all this money for this. We're back pretty much where we started. So be on the lookout on what the details on the deal will be. All right. All right. Virginia this week on Tuesday had a vote on approving redistricting that will favor the Democrats, the fight against the gerrymandering in Texas, and a Virginia court has blocked this referendum. It is a referendum. It's not like Texas where the legislature just made this happen. So let's take a look to see because it's already appeal and an appeal has been filed. So it's moving on into the appeals process. So will the appeals court vote in favor of the referendum? And I know a lot of people flipped out. Here's the Queen of Swords. So that's a good sign there that for Virginia that this will go through. People were very quick about stating like, "Oh my gosh, they blocked this." Da 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 da. I'm like, pause before commenting and finding out like the process. This is a court process. You get to do appeals. I'm like, this is like Trump and stuff. That's why it's important if you're reading things and things like that, read the article, don't read the headlines. I know a lot of us do that. I've been known to do that, and then I'm like, oh, why didn't I read them? Or read the caption or read the actual article. Because usually in the article it does say that most of the time in big things like that, they'll have an appeal. So again, let's see Spirit. Let's see what Spirit says about this, about the appeal. Will the appeal court favor or the referendum? The Queen of Pentacles is coming in, nurturing a working parent. This might be Abigail Spansberger, the governor of Virginia, crossed by the Nine of Cups. I think it is her because when the Nine of Cups is crossed, they're dissatisfied right now with the courts. What happened with the courts? However, she feels this is her baby. She feels like with a lot of emotions. She knows that this can move forward. In the past, winners at all costs. This is probably how people viewed the GOP with the Five of Swords, and this is what I was just talking about. The Eight of Swords. People were very quick. We're like like this woman, they're tying themselves up and not seeing like there's a path forward in this where there's an appeals process. Like, cool your jets. We're not done yet. But here in the near future is the Three of Cups. This is definitely probably the appeals court coming together, and but then there's a sudden change that's happening, which is not necessarily a bad thing. The Nine of Wands. I know sometimes with the let me go back to that Tower card. A lot of people get like freaked out, like, but you have to look at the cards around. I feel like they're going to stand up, like with the the Nine of Wands. But do you have the Three of Cups in the Tower? And I just don't feel like that. Here's the King of Pentacles in the hopes and fears. Here's the fighting with the Five of Wands. There's the heartache with the Three of Swords, and then the Sun card, and then the stick. Or with the Ace of Wands, the stick, the talking stick, the Fred Flintstone stick, whatever you want to say. So this is probably the people who sued first. That they won the initial case. They're going to be mad about this. But here's the Sun card. There's going to be celebration over this, and this proposal will move forward and whacking them back. So that is good. Let's continue on. I'm going to do where are we at the time? Okay. We're doing a midterm check, and I just want to check the House and the Senate, as well as if there's going to be any issues after the midterm sitting the new Congress, and then we'll do our general message. All right, Spirit, let's look at the midterms. Let's see if the House will, after the midterm elections, will the Democrats take control of the House? Let's see if the Democrats will take control of the House after the midterms. All right. Here's the Justice card coming out right on the back about fairness, truth, equality. What's crossing this? The Six of Cups. So people are wanting to move forward from where we're at. They want their freedom. They want change. Here's the government with the Hierophant card. At the base of this, the judgment in the recent past, the rebirth, the people are saying we had enough. Their Five of Cups is how people are viewing this election. They're just tired and lost. Feel the loss right now. People are going to be making a difficult decision, weighing back and forth different candidates with the Two of Pentacles. Winner at all costs. This is probably the GOP being sneaky because they know they're going to lose. How people are looking at this? They're looking at this with temperance, looking to bring back balance. Here's the Fred Flintstone Club with the Ace of Wands, then the hopes and fears of new opportunity and growth. And yes, the Knight of Swords is charging forward. The Democrats are charging forward and will take control of the House. And that has been consistent every time I've checked. The Democrats have, the Spirit has said the Dems are going to take the majority. Now, with the Senate, it's been kind of mixed, and that's why it's so important to make sure you check your voter registration, ask your friends, family, organize to go together. If you're doing mail-in ballots, to make sure you check your dates to get them in at the earliest time you can get them in. I know here in Indiana we have early voting starting. Next week, my town will have an early voting location opening up closer, because right now I can just go to I have to go to the county courthouse, and I really don't want to drive out that way because it's a while. So here's the Page of Cups popping up. Happy surprise. Messages. Okay, Senate. Will the Senate Spirit after the midterm election, will that be in control by the Democrats? Will the Democrats take control of the Senate. Democrats take control of the Senate. Okay. The Empress card starting out, wanting growth, action. Knight of Cups is on its side. Um, so this is there's jealousy, moodiness, um, being cross with this. So um, it's a lot tougher. It's a different if it's a different scenario with the Senate because these are statewide elections and not every senator is up for re-election. So it's really going to be depending on the candidates that are chosen in the respective primaries. The King of Wands, the natural leader. I feel like this is probably Schumer here, the base trying to control things and be a good leader, even though we all know it is what it is with him. The sneakiness with the GOPs in the past with the Five of Swords, covering up the dirty bits with the Lovers card, crowning the reading. I think that there's people, Democrats, independents, and even probably some former Republicans coming in here. There's going to be a lot of trickery. Like I said, it's a different ball game with the Senate races versus the House. I think there's going to be some trickery going on. The Page of Wands. I think younger people are going to really um, be on social media, be out there campaigning for individuals. The Star card from there's hope in regards to the outside environment looking into this election. Hope of the Dems possibly taking control, working hard on this has been something that they've been working hard on for a while since they lost, and it says yes. And this has been this. I think that in recent time, this has slowly changed. I kind of had mixed earlier this year, and now as we getting closer, it's been more positive. But again, here's the Republicans with the heartache, with the Three of Swords. So, with that being said, and I'm thinking that is something that wasn't expected because the House, with historically, the House is usually lost after a presidential election. The party that won, and if they won a majority in the House, typically in midterms lose the majority. Um, but the Senate's a different story, like I said. But if they lose both houses, that's going to be a surprise for the Republicans. But for the rest of us, we're like, duh. Obviously. So let's look at there's going to be problems if shenanigans are going to happen. Like, are they going to try to prevent this new Congress from seating this new Congress? Woo, that one was really flopped out. Oh, illusions and delusions. They're planning right now for this scenario on what they can do. But let's see what actually Spirit says is going to happen. Here we go. The Justice card. Sorry about that. The Seven of Pentacles crossing this. There's going to be a lot of distractions being thrown in um, to impede on the fairness of this election. There's going to be progress made in celebration for the Dems. Here's in the past the Two of Pentacles again. Things are being played in the past. This has been in the works for a while. There's some hope and calm with the Star card. Here's that sneaky card that's been coming in. The Five of Swords. This guy is up to no good. That means that there's going to be some shenanigans already going to be happening. And the Dems are going to fight back on this. They're not just going to lay down and like, these are going to be new. There's going to be a lot of new Democrats that are going to get elected in that are going to be much stronger and vocal and will not put up with this. And there's a lot of feelings and compassion with Ace of Cups. Voters are not going to be happy about this. And they're going to see in the hopes and fears, they're going to be fearing this betrayal with the Seven of Swords. And here's the Devil card. So yeah, there's going to be but in the end, this is not going to work. There's going to be celebration, and here's the downfall of the Republicans with the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Wands, because there's going to be strength by the Dems. These, like I said, new batch, new Congress. A lot of people have retired, and then there's a new batch, a new group of Dems that are going to be elected. So get out there. Do your research. Again, check your voter registration. Please check your voter registration. Do not wait to the last minute because you may not be able to do anything to fix it. All right. Okay, let's look at a general message, Spirit. General message for everyone out there. What's a general message, Spirit, that you can give for everyone? General message. All right. Three of Cups, collaboration. Get together, work together. Do not feel like you're working by yourself. Get with people that will, your community. The Chariot cards coming in. Um, you may feel like you have lack of direction right now. This is why it's important to have others around you to your support system with that Three of Cups. Because right now there's so much stuff going on, so much change. We're very much juggling like this person with the Two of Pentacles. In the recent past, we know the burden that many of us have been having with this Ten of Wands. And above this reading, it's the choices and opportunities. This is where we can, spitball with our support group on with what choices should we make? What direction should we go with that? That's the Seven of Cups. In the near future, we have the Knight of Pentacles. This is going to be hard work. There's changes that are going on. It's going to be hard work. It's important that we are efficient about making choices, making changes, so we're not wandering and whatnot. That's why, again, going back to your support system, because everybody out there, pretty much most people are with this Queen of Pentacles. This is where we want to be at, a stable, nurturing time, whatever that looks like for you. That's where we want to be. But again, there's hope out there. There's still hope. No matter how bad things can get, there's always hope, and we have to look for it, no matter how small or big that is. The High Priestess is in the hopes and fear, connecting with our spiritual connection, checking in, praying. Prayers do work, no matter what your beliefs are. Putting out there your intentions, manifestations, things like that. And we need to get out of this mindset with the Five of Pentacles, where this poverty mindset, and I'm not talking really, I'm not feeling like the financial aspect, I'm feeling the spiritual aspect. That's why the High Priestess is there too. That card preceded that. Making sure we check in with us spiritually, because sometimes the outside environment is like with prayers, just even asking Spirit, God, whoever, to just remove all the negativity from your body and let the white light absorb it. Even saying that at night a couple times before you go to bed and visualizing that being removed into the white light and being absorbed, and taking that away and filling you with love and light will help you. Little things like that can help you to reconnect. And this will bring back courage and confidence, and making sure we're meditating on not these cups here, what this is the Four of Cups, but looking at what's being offered by Spirit here. That's the hand that's coming out. Making sure we pay attention, taking that small moment and pay attention what Spirit is offering us, and we will be in a better position. All right, folks. Thank you again for joining me this week. Again, I will not be here for a couple weeks. However, make sure you hit that subscribe button, notification, like, and comment to make sure you won't miss the next video. Until then, thank you all. Bye-bye.